Hello everybody, welcome back. Hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. We're just here for the next episode of Dragonfall, so let's go ahead and get started, I guess. Here we go. I'm gonna go in here. So if you remember last time, we looted that vault, which was awesome. We got some good stuff from there. We recruited Blitz, and now we're about to go back and talk to can't remember his name now. We'll find out in a second. Let's talk to Blitz on the way down. Blitz, look up at your approach. The table beside him is littered with cigarette butts, and a data jack cable dangles from a portable terminal set up by his side. Hey, Chief, you need something? I'd like to ask him some questions. Blitz glances wistfully back at the terminal on the table, then turns back with a sigh of resignation. I suppose, but try to keep it short, okay, Chief? I've got things to do. I ask him how long he was in Dragonfall. I ended up there after the anarchist revolution of '39. I was just a kid back then, too young to realize how good I was, how much money I could have made working the shadows. He shakes his head, a wistful expression on his face. And so, being young and dumb, I fell in with the gang crowd, and that was that. I guess he's got a southern accent sometimes, but not all the time. I don't know. That's just what's happening here. I'm going to ask him why I should be able to trust him. You are a member of a drug gang. Why should I trust you? Why wouldn't you, Chief? I mean, just look at me. He does his best to give you a winning smile. I'm a trustworthy guy. I'm just going to let that one go. Prove it. Tell me about the gang that you ran with. Well, I don't know all that much, Chief. I wasn't a member of gang leadership or anything. I'm not really sure why you care either. Consider it a test. I need to know where your loyalties lie. He rolls his eyes. If that's what it'll take for you to trust me, fine. Anything for you, Chief. Well, where to begin? When I first arrived at Dragonfall, I spent some time taking the lay of the land. The Schwarz-Herzen were still a pretty small gang, strictly street level, but I could see they were going places. I did a little pro bono decking for their leader, a fat little dwarf named Dieter. Soon enough, I was part of the gang, or part of the family. For a drug gang, the Schwarz-Herzen were decent enough folks. I made a lot of money with them, helped them take the hotel in the first place. We had a lot of good years there. Then Dieter was killed in a firefight, and our happy little family fell apart. Was that when the hotel got attacked? Or I'm sorry to hear that. Let's say was that when the hotel got attacked, because I'm not really sorry. Blitz takes a deep breath, shifts his weight from one foot to another. Not exactly. The Schwarz-Herzen maintained their hold on Dragonfall, but the change of leadership was bad news for me. After Dieter kicked the bucket, his second-in-command took over. She was a real piece of work. She had a vicious streak a mile long, and she was none too fond of me. I can't imagine why not. And I'll say, did she turn on you? Immediately. I don't know why. Maybe she felt threatened by my friendship with Dieter, back before he ate that bullet. Or maybe she was just jealous of my rugged good looks. Who the heck knows? Point is, she went after me. Vigorously. Within 24 hours of Dieter's death, I had a price on my head. And then the hotel got taken over. So that's what you need to know about the Schwarz-Herzen. They were a great gang, a powerful gang. I helped to make them that way. Then they had a management turnover, and everything went to heck. Blitz rolls back on his feet, his hands in his pockets. That's it. End of story. Anything else you want to talk about? Wait a second. That isn't it. There are some pretty big holes in that story. Come on, Chief. This is all ancient history. Wouldn't you rather talk about the future? The runs we're going to go on? All the money we're going to make? Blitz, tell me what happened between Lester putting the prize on your head and the hotel getting attacked. Alright, Chief. Fine. If that's what it'll take to make you happy. So I was in a bind, right? The members of the Schwarz-Herzen who were loyal to Lester were all out for my blood. And none of the others were going to stick their necks out for me. The advantage of being a ganger is protection in numbers. When those numbers turn against you, you've got to get creative if you want to stay alive. What did you do? Blitz taps the plastic of his data jack. What I had to. Lester had declared war on me, so I retaliated. And I won. All without ever firing a shot. That's not an answer. Blitz sighs. You won't be satisfied until I spell it out, will ya? Okay, fine. I hacked into Lester's computer and sent all of her information to a rival organization. Remember Frank from the hotel? He was my liaison. They hit the Schwarz-Herzen, and they hit him hard. Then they took the hotel, and then they took me. I'll admit that the plan backfired a little. I'd say. Kinda serves him right, though. Serves you right for writing out your own gang. You're a traitor, Blitz. Or you did what you had to do. In your place, I probably had done the same thing. I probably would have done the same thing. It still kind of serves him right, but I probably would have done the same thing in that situation. Blitz lets out a sigh of relief. Thanks, Chief. I knew you'd understand. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to get back to what I was doing. He gives you a lazy salute. We'll talk later, I'm sure. And Chief, I'm glad to be a member of the team. Well, we're glad you're here, Blitz. Oh wait, there's more stuff I can ask him, I think. Any thoughts about the last run that you'd like to share? Well, Chief, I wasn't around for most of it, but you got me out of that hotel, and for that, you've got my eternal thanks. Talk to you later, Blitz. That wasn't much, was it? He wasn't feeling very chatty. Paul Amsel, that was his name. Ha, see, I win. Let's talk to Dante, because he's the best. You look down to see a pair of bright eyes set into a scruffy face looking back up at you. Dante, Monica's old dog. Looking down into those huge brown eyes, you see intelligence and sadness. Oh my gosh, you guys, the dog is so sad! Still! Look at those eyes! Look at them! Look at them! That dog is so sad! On some instinctive level, he must know that his master's gone. Dante lets out a small whine, then rubs his head against your leg. I don't know, I can ask him to play dead. Or sit, or pet him. I'm gonna pet him. Oh, you said wolf. I wanna do more. Sit. He sits. Play dead. It seems like he doesn't know that one. Oh, he wants to play! Oh, he's so cute. I'm gonna pet him again. Okay. That's my favorite thing in this whole game, I think. Let's talk to Dietrich. Hey, boss. Dietrich gives you a slight nod. What can I do for you? How are you holding up? You seem to take Monica's death harder than the others did. Dietrich shakes his head, a wistful expression on his face. Nah, no harder. But I'm less buttoned up than the others are. Eager will never let herself show any weakness. And Glory, well, she's too full of chrome to feel much of anything. He shrugs. Me? I don't give a dang. I spent too much of my life putting on a show for others already. What do you mean by that? I used to front a punk band way back when. Believe it or not, I spent a pretty good chunk of my life on stage. I did not expect that. Whenever we weren't playing, I was living up to our fans' expectations. Spouting off, getting into fights, getting drunk, getting laid. Not a bad life, all things considered. I'm gonna ask him what his band name was. Oh, I doubt it, boss. We never really got any airplay. Spit it out, old man. Since when did airplay have anything to do with good music? Fair point, boss. Alright, I'll tell you. The band was called Messerkampf, spelled out just like it sounds, in big capital letters with an exclamation point. Just like they typed it in the game. We weren't a big act or anything. We sold a few records here and there, toured around Europe. Same story you'll hear from a bunch of other washed-up old relics, I'm sure. We had a decent following in England, and we holed up in London from 31 to 36. Spent most of our time slumming it around the East End, and picked up enough cockney to irritate the folks back home. He shakes his head. Truth be told, that whole chapter of my life is a bit of a blur. We didn't do it for the fans, or the fame, and we sure as crap didn't care about the money. All that mattered to us was staying young, and drunk, and angry. He takes a moment to examine his gnarled hands, and a sad smile on his face. We managed the second two. Good God, where has the time gone? Dietrich shakes himself from his reverie and looks back up at you. That familiar, easy grin returns to his face. Well, anyway, boss, everything ends eventually, and I washed my hands of it all this years ago. So let's change the subject, if you don't mind. I'm gonna ask him about the run, because that was pretty much all the information I needed. Well, we found Winters. That's something, I guess. This whole thing has me feeling uneasy, boss. But at least we have a direction to look in. So long, Dietrich. I don't want to mess with all that stuff. He nods at you. Take it easy, boss. So I kind of want to know, so we might go back to him. Let's talk to Eager. See if she's super angry at us still. Eager turns to face you. There is a pained look on her face. Look, I owe you an apology. Oh, is that so? I'm listening. When Monica died, I was pissed. That probably doesn't come as a huge surprise, but I took that anger out on you, and I shouldn't have. Seeing Winter's body like that was enough to convince me. You couldn't have done anything to help Monica, and I couldn't have either. We're dealing with something new. Monica was a good friend of mine. Her death hurt. I got carried away, and I said some things that I shouldn't have. I want to apologize for that. Her body relaxes. She begins to turn away. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. There are a few things that I want to say. She stops and turns back to face you. You can see the weariness in her behind her eyes. Go ahead. Nobody's stopping you. I'm gonna go with your valued member of this team, Eager. We need you now more than ever. I'm glad that you're on my side. I don't want to put her on edge like that. I mean, yeah, I should push at her a little bit, but I don't want to come off that strong. That's a bit much. And that's just wrong. So I'm just gonna go with that one. She raises a hand to stop you. The expression on her face has gone from cautious to annoyed. Cut the bullcrap, fearless leader. I don't respond well to flattery. Well, guess I should have gone with the other one. Forget it then. Yeah, I will. She shakes her head in disgust. You should go. I've got prep work to do for our next run, and you've got more important things to do than watch me pack my gear. Well, I didn't handle that one the way that she would have liked, I guess. But I'm not here to please her. I'm just here to run the team well. Holo, what do you need? Hey, Glory. How are you holding up? Don't worry about me. I'm solid. That's the same conversation we had before. If you say you're good, you're good. I trust you. Gloria's expression remains neutral, but she grants you a barely perceptible nod. I'll talk to you later. I don't think she's ready to share anything else yet. She shrugs. Suit yourself. Alright, I don't think there's anything else here. We'll check to see if we have any new emails. Yep. The cool blue tones of the workstation's menu fill the screen. We have 0 unread messages. Okay, walk away. Alright, let's go talk to Paul. Figure out where we're going next. Amsel's expression is harder than you've seen it before. When he speaks, his voice is grim. Eager told me of Green Winter's death. She said that he died in the same manner that Monica did. I'm gonna say she shouldn't have done that. Speaking for the team is my job, not hers. It wasn't a pretty sight, or I've seen worse. Well, they were all here before me, so there's no reason for them not to fill him in. I'm gonna go with it wasn't a pretty sight. Amsel nods gravely. I know that you and Eager have had your differences. I will tell you that she was badly shaken up by the sight of Winter's body. She also mentioned that you found something in Winter's safe, a package full of very old discs. May I see them? Hand over the discs. Of course. Oh my gosh. Gingerly, Amsel lifts a disc from the bundle and holds it up to the light. Slowly, he begins to turn it in his hand, causing rainbow patterns to shimmer across its surface. It's a CD! I haven't seen one of these since I was a boy. Oh, it's a DVD! This is a DVD RW, a storage medium from the mid-2000s. I'm amazed that Winter was able to find a device that could play it. Do you know how we can read these things? He puts down the DVD in his hands and quickly inspects the other. The first disc that I took might be readable. The others are damaged, some severely so. I have my doubts about them. For now, let's concentrate on the undamaged disc. There's a little shop outside the data haven. Talk to the proprietor, Malit Hoye. She might be able to help. Tell her to put the cost of this device on my account. I'm on it. It's my job to investigate this, so I'm not gonna give him crap about that. Wonder if I can try and fix things with Eager and be like a douche to her, because that's what she seems to want. Nope. She just wants me to come back later. That's fine. Not really a fan of Eager anyway. Though I am a fan of her sniper rifle. That's for sure. Maybe I should pick up rifles. I mean, I was sad about that, but it would be kind of nice to have the long-range weapon for when I can't get close enough with the katana. When I get the katana. Let's talk to Malit Hoye. Welcome back. What can I do for you? I'm going to give her the broken drone and see if she can get it back up and running again. Yeah, probably. It might take a bit of doing, though. I love working on these old corp drones. Can't make you any guarantees, but either way, it's on the house. I'll leave it in your hands. I'll start on it right now. See you later. Hang on a second. There was something else that I wanted to talk to you about. She glances back up at you. Yes? Go on, then. I'm listening. I'm looking for something that can play back a DVD RW. Really? That is old tech. Very old, in fact. Just a moment, I will go look. She turns to rummage through a bin of obsolete components at the back of her stall. Ah, yes, here we are. The dwarf wrestles a mid-sized flat-screen display out of the bin. The display has old enough hookups to connect to a DVD player. RCA, you know. Vintage. The player itself, though, this I do not have. You may wish to try your luck down at the junkyard. There is a scavenger there, a primitive man with a crude disposition. If anyone here in the cruise bazaar can find you a DVD player, he can. But he will almost certainly attempt to overcharge you for it. She takes a deep breath and smiles up at you. But you are not here for gossip. Shall we conclude our business? I could give you the display for, say, 200 new yen? Palms will said to charge it to his account. Ah, very well. I will have it packaged up and delivered to Air Amsel straight away. Best of luck finding your DVD reader. I wish you well. Alright. Let's go to the junkyard, wherever that may be. Hey, this is... I didn't see this before. Stock to Talismonger. Guessing that these are talismans. Something about the young elf behind the counter makes your breath catch in your chest. Wow. Let me try that again. Something about the young elf behind the counter makes your breath catch in your chest. She's lovely to look at, but a strange kind of beauty. I can't talk today. Her eyes are large and luminous and impossibly green. As she looks up at you, you can see that her irises are flecked with iridescent gold. Hello, and welcome to Algernon's. Perhaps I can help you with something? As she smiles up at you, her eyes fixed on yours, a curious feeling of weightlessness fills your chest. It feels as though you were floating in a warm, calm sea. A gentle current pulls you closer to Absinthe, and the sensation of pleasant is pleasant. As you drift, the golden specks in her eyes begin to move. Well, I don't have enough willpower to look away, so we're going to look deeper into her eyes. Nothing can go wrong. The golden specks in the elf's eyes shift and swirl, slowly picking up speed. It's mesmerizing. All at once, the specks explode into light and color. Absinthe's eyes now fill your field of vision, and it feels as if you're drowning in an alien sea. The patterns traced by the shimmering specks in her eyes are kaleidoscopic, enchanting, nearly impossible to turn away from. I'm going to have to lose myself. You are lost. Your entire world has been introduced to a churning vortex of green and gold. Dimly, you become aware that something is happening. You feel your body being buffeted by unseen forces, and suddenly, everything goes black. Well, crap! I think I probably just got robbed. Slowly and painfully, you struggle your way back to consciousness. The shop's owner, Algernon, is peering down at you, an expression of concern on his face. Absinthe stands behind him, her expression one of embarrassment. Welcome back, friend! I don't know why I went with that accent, sorry guys. Algernon extends a hand to help you to your feet. Absinthe shifts slightly to allow you to stand. Wait, what was that? What happened? My fault, and my apologies. Sometimes when I daydream, I bring others along for the ride. It was unintentional, yes? But there was no harm done, correct? You'll be fine. No harm done. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go stand in the corner for a while. Let me go talk to her. Absinthe turns to face you. She takes care to avoid looking you in the eye. Holo, a pleasure as always. What can I do for you? I'm looking to buy some magic. Then you'll want to talk to Algernon. He's just around the corner. That's all I needed. Be well, elf. Talk to Algernon then. Greetings, young elf. The elf's voice is smooth as silk and rich as clotted cream. Something about him instantly puts you at ease. I am Algernon, Half-Dream. That's his name. I am Algernon Half-Dream, the owner of this establishment. In my shop, you will find only the finest of magical paraphernalia. Now tell me, how may I serve you? I have a question for you, if you don't mind. You are in luck. I have a great many answers. Wow. What's the deal with your assistant? There's something funny about her eyes. Absinthe is a friend, nothing more. She helps out around the shop when the fancy strikes her. She is nobody's assistant, and I am no one's master. But her eyes? He pauses for a moment, considering. I believe that they suit her personality. Now, is there anything else that you need to know? I asked him what type of magic. I don't know anything about magic. There's no reason I would ask that. I'm asking what he's selling. Okay, so he's selling a bunch of spells, which would be good for our good friend. What's his name? Dietrich. Flamethrower, nice. Some good options here. They're getting... Okay, I don't have chi casting for him. I'm not sure what his abilities are, so I'm not sure what he can buy and what he can't buy. Dante seems to want to talk. Same thing. Bet him. Oof. Alright, let's go find this junkyard. Oh, it's right there. Okay. It's not far away like I thought it was. Not a very big junkyard, is it? Then we'll go check out the cyberware while we're here. A stout old man looks up from whatever old tech he's tinkering with to squint at you through thick, old-fashioned glasses. He pushes them up with an oil-stained finger as he straightens up to nod at you. He speaks with a gruff but well-meaning tone, heavily accented with German tonality. Guten Tag. What can I do for ya? I don't know how to do a German accent, guys. It's just not going to happen. Mallet tells me you're the man to speak to about DVDs. That little shrew sent you my way, huh? Shroddy's smile broadens. Will wonders never cease? Well, introductions are in order, I suppose. Shroddy Buckman, at your service. The old man raises a grimy hand in salute. Need something salvaged? Some old components? Verlicht? I am indeed your man. Wonderful. How about that DVD player? Well, let's see. I think I've got something that'll work for you. Shroddy rummages through the junk heaped on the table behind him. A few seconds later, he snatches a battered plastic lozenge shape from the pile. Here we go. An old Korean player that I dug up last week. 2010 model. A real beauty. Shroddy's smile broadens, and he gives you a conspiratorial wink. I fixed her up and got her running, but without any discs to read. I've mostly been using her as a paperweight. Sounds like what I'm looking for. How much do you want for it? Shroddy glances back at the DVD player, a rueful expression on his face. Well, I'll admit I'm a little loath to part with her. There are plenty of folks out there who'd really appreciate an older player such as this, and I don't know what your intentions are for it. I suppose, given the time and the trouble I took putting her back together, that I'd be willing to part with her for, say, Shroddy's eyes dart for your gear, over your gear, a calculated expression on his face. About 50 new yen? I'm gonna go ahead and go with the I got a better idea. How about you give me the DVD player and we call it even, because I'm not paying him 500 freaking new yen. Shroddy's eyes narrow and you can see a scowl blowing from under his mustache. Alright, fine, I see how it is. I would have liked to pay him less, but whatever. He slowly the DVD player from the table. He slowly takes the DVD player from the table and thrusts it into your chest. Take it if you must, but I won't forget what you've done here today, and you shouldn't either. You should leave. Pleasure doing business with you. Well, I hope I don't need to rely on him in the future. But there's no way I was paying him 500 freaking new yen. That's horrible. That's so expensive. No. You went too far on that one. Alright, schematic auto-injector hyper. I found this schematic. Think you can hook me up with this chrome? Very nice. The design appears to be simple enough. Yes, I should be able to provide you with this. It won't be cheap, though. Let's go with the I need cyberware line. Cyber legs would be awesome, but I don't have that much money. When triggered, accuracy is increased by 6% and incoming damage is increased for 3 rounds. Nice. Definitely want a data jack so I can get Spark Link weapons. That's cool. Let's see. What do we want to get? We don't need that. Not yet, at least. That's cool. Gives you +1 to body. That'll help with skills. But I don't want to spend all of my money on that right now. I think we're going to go with the data jack. That's the cheapest. You know, I think we will get it later. No. Dang, I only got the one eye and the one head slot. I don't know what's going to open up later. I'd like to get the bone lacing for the head. Oh, that takes up body, okay. But that's plastic. I'd rather get some better stuff than that. I'd rather have the +1 armor anyway, I think. I don't know. I think I'm going to avoid the cyber just yet, because it's an expensive thing, and it limits my options later if I get the wrong thing and I've just wasted money. So I'm going to go back to the guy that sells weapons. And we're going to see what we can do here. What we can get. We might go ahead and just get a sniper rifle, because I might not want to always bring Eager with me, although she's really good with it. Alright. I have cash and I need weapons. Show me what you got. Alright. Nice. I would really like to have an SMG though, but I didn't raise that. I don't think I can go back and mess with my skills at this point, beyond the basics. I mean, having rifle skill is good, but I can't get rid of them now. I wonder if there's a way to respec these skills. Probably is later, but not yet. I have 8 karma to spend too. I want to spend some stuff now. Dang it. SMG seems really, really nice. I can use it as I'm closing in range. Honestly, Street Samurais generally carry around a bunch of different weapons. That's why as you go further up, you get more weapon slots. Yeah, I'm paying this to get Overwatch, and no, I'm not actually. I'm not going to get Overwatch yet. Pistols might be good, actually. They're pretty good like range, but let's see, how many weapon slots do I have? I have 3 weapon slots. So I could have a shotgun and a rifle right now. When do I unlock another weapon slot? Let's find out. 8. Nope. That's quickness. Range combat. Awesome, I can get all the way up to that for these. That's trolls. I can't get it quite as high on this one. That's okay though. So yeah, I'm definitely going to want to go down these lines. Do I want pistols? I've already put points into rifle. So maybe I should just carry around the shotgun, the sniper rifle, both, and then I can switch to the shotgun when I need to. And then we'll go ahead and get pistol once we unlock another slot. I think that'll get Overwatch on another slot. And these don't give anything. I'm not sure if I ever get another weapon slot, actually, come to think of it. Let's see. I think pistol is the only one that gives me a special ability above what I can normally get. Full auto would be really cool. See, full auto for a rifle makes me think of something that's not a sniper rifle. Hang on, because sniper rifles don't go full auto. Let's see, maybe I missed one. That's a kind of shorter range rifle. Sniper rifle. Oh, here we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, okay, okay. I'm an idiot. We found some regular rifles. We might just go straight up to the Simo's Paul. We'll get a Smart Link one later. It might just be cheaper to buy the Smart Link now, although we don't have the money for that. But I really want to go in with a secondary weapon, so we're going to get the Simo's Paul. We're going to upgrade our shotgun, I think. Let's see, does this increase range? No. We could get the Benelli Raffaello. That would be really good. That would decrease our damage. Why? Cap. Capacity. It has more ammo. Not really worth it. Ah, dang it. I didn't mean to exit. I failed, guys. I am a horrible, horrible person. I think we'll go up SMGs if we unlock another slot. But now we're going to get the Semospal. We're going to get the Katana. It's a lot of money, but that Katana is too awesome not to get. Actually, you know what? It's not that much of an increase, and we really need some more medkits, come to think of it. So maybe we'll go the medkit route this time, and we'll come back and get this stuff later. Because this actually gives us a pretty good kit. We got a nice long-range weapon, a nice short-range weapon, and another good medium-ish short-range, and a good short-range weapon. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. I have 2 Bumonas. I have the 2 good heal packs. Let's see what... Dante, you got nothing. Dante can equip crap. That's interesting. Alright, we're going to confirm. We're going to go talk to the dude that sells medical supplies. We're going to get some health kits. Because I know that we used at least 1 last time. But I'm pretty sure we used a couple because we got pretty hurt. So let's talk to Dr. Xavier. Dr. Xavier. Really game. Professor X. Alright then. Okay, can I buy anything other than the basic? Nope, so we're just going to buy all of these. We might buy a Bumona also. Yeah, we're going to buy 1 Bumona. Not for me, of course, but for the team. We're going to go back here and we'll equip the team before we move out, so that'll be good. I think that we're set to move on, though. Let's go ahead and... we'll want to start upgrading the team's equipment, too, eventually, but for right now, since money is so scarce, we're gonna hold off on that. I hope that we can start doing some actual missions for other runners or other jobs so that we can make some money before we go on with the storyline stuff, but I'm not sure if it's going to let us do that. I'm actually going to go ahead and check this to see if there's anything that we can sell. Or our stuff might have sold. We might have gotten some money. So let's go ahead and check that and see what we got. Let's go ahead and access the Shadowland BBS. Claim payment for sold pay data. Sold antiquities delivery schedule. Wow, okay, so that's pretty good. We got $495. Yeah, I'll take it. Do we have any more pay data? No. Search the BBS. It's read where to find elves. Is there any elf clubs or bars in the downtown area? I really want to meet one. They're just so beautiful. Maybe we can go dancing? Do elves like dancing? There's one on Torstrab, bringing a bouquet of roses. Elves love a romantic. The elf clubs I know of are mainly only due to creepy... are members only due to creepy groupies, like you. Not really appealing when a guy is only after them for the shape of their ears. Nice. Thread, client screwed me. Bano is a fraud. I broke my first rule. Always get full payment up front. Left me hanging for 50% of the cash after I completed the job. I'm sure he'll have changed his name by the time this posting goes up. Male elf, brown hair, gold eyes, look to be in his mid-50s, or 30s. Be careful who you work for out there. Never thought I'd see you admit to a mistake on here. Thanks for the heads up. I'll keep my eyes open. We'll forward any info I come across if you're still looking to collect from the guy. Sent you some surveillance footage. Is this your man? Sure is. Nice one. I'll split the take with you if this lead pans out. Good to find there's still some honor among runners. Interesting stuff going on out there. Let's open the jobs directory. View all pending and active jobs. Nothing there. So I think that's where we're going to find jobs that we can do later. Yeah, we haven't completed any, so that's fine. Yeah, that's all that we got. Let's go ahead and do this thing. Talk to Paul. It seems that Amsel has assembled a team in your absence. They stand in a group around the old display that you had Mallet deliver. On their faces you can see excitement and apprehension, curiosity, and dread. Holo, have you procured a DVD reader? I'm going to hand Amsel a DVD player. I have. It's right here. Good. This should only take a moment. Amsel disappears behind the ancient display. After a few minutes of fiddling with its battered inputs, he reappears, a satisfied look on his face. Sorry, I'm thirsty. Love you guys. Everything appears to be functional. The disc should be ready to play. Well, don't keep us in suspense. Start the dang thing already. Holo went to the trouble of fetching everything. Let him do the honors. Amsel steps back, clearing a path for you to access the antique machine. Let's do it. Let's watch the DVD. A soft whirring sound fills the air as the ancient DVD player spins the disc up to speed. The scratched LCD display comes to life, and a menu fills the screen. Why would they leave the cables over the top of the monitor? That's like, come on, seriously? You want to be able to see the whole screen. I mean, sure, it's scratched, but honestly, Amsel, rookie mistake right there. Display track 1. The screen goes black, and a cheerful digital chiming sound spills out of the display speakers. A crackle of static fills the air, coupled with a shrill electronic whine. After a few moments, the display goes live, and a disheveled-looking man appears on the screen. His eyes glitter with excitement. The timestamp on the screen is 2034-09-15, so September 15, 2034. Adrienne Vauclair. Hermie, I think we found her. After all this time. Fürschwing. I knew that she wasn't dead. Oh gosh. Did they really... That's a bad idea, Adrian. His speech is jittery. You can hear the urgency in his voice. She survived the Dragonfall. Just as I've always said. I knew it, and I was right! I'm guessing that this is the guy that we heard on the phone. The screen explodes into static, and the electronic whine in the background sharpens into a needle-like pulse of high-pitched sound. Somewhere in the background, Dante lets out a low whimper. Aw, turn it off! The screen clears, and the excited face is closer to the screen than it was before. The words spill out of him in a breathless tide. Here we go. Taking a team into the Sox to retrieve her. The radiation be dang. Well, there's no other way to say that. Radiation be damned. We will take appropriate precautions, of course, but we must go. Hermie, I think that the body may be nearby as well. Somehow, she has survived for all of this time. The screen explodes into static again, then clears. The figure flickers across the screen. May not be back for some time. Look after Mom, okay? I worry about her. And Hermie, stay safe out there. I know that things are heating up in Berlin, and I know you. Student protests, civil uprisings. That's Monica's dad, I bet you. Hermie is Monica. You'll be in the middle of it, I'm sure. Just stay safe, alright? And I'll do my best to do the same. I don't know what's going to happen when I step into the Sox, but I do know one thing. If the Fire Wing is still a danger, I will put an end to her, once and for all. The display goes black, and the background whine fades away. A moment later, you find yourself deposited back at the menu screen. Display track 2. The screen goes black for a moment, then a figure appears on the screen. Your late client, Green Winters. His elbow is planted on the table that he's seated at, and his chin rests on his palm. The other hand is wrapped around a bottle of cheap whiskey. The timestamp on the video reads 2053-1225, so December 25th, 2053. Found the message Adrian left me all those years ago. Oh, he's Hermie, okay. Got it cleaned up as best I could. That actually makes sense, because he was involved with the Flux. Strange hearing his voice again. He pauses to take a long pull on the bottle. It's good to hear him, even if he did insist on calling me Hermie. Dr. Adrian Vauclair, the hero of the people, the Dragon Slayer, my brother. He grimaces and rubs his eyes. Hard to believe it's been almost 20 years. Okay, so it was his brother. That's interesting. I was wrong. Totally wrong, you guys. Don't hold that against me. Alright, so I'm going to start recording these DVDs again. For me, for Adrian, for whoever might wind up watching them. Every time I do this, it winds up feeling like a waste of time, but I keep doing it anyway, on the off chance that I'll find something important. If I stumble into the clue that leads me to my brother, I know what I'm going to want I'm going to want it on film. I've been doing this for almost 20 years now, after all. No sense in quitting now. 20 years, all this time, and still no leads, even with all my contacts and my resources. It takes another long swallow of cheap liquor. Even my legendary bullheadedness, I've made no progress at all. I haven't turned up a single dang thing. Want to hear something funny? The closest I've gotten to a clue was a rumor. Apparently a team emerged from the Sox a while back. Nobody's clear on a date, but... And get this. He leans into the camera and gives a conspiratorial wink. Somebody, supposedly, they vanished without a trace. He upends the bottle, drains it, slams it back down to the table. His eyes are rimmed with red. Not much of a rumor, considering I already know that you're gone, big brother. I live with that every day. Abruptly, Winter leans forward and reaches for something off screen. The display goes black. A few seconds later, the main menu returns. Track 3. There's a grinding sound from the DVD tray, and Green Winter's image appears on the screen. There's an eager look on his face. The timestamp reads, October 12th, 2054. Stumbled upon this archival footage of Fürschwing's original attack, months before the Dragonfall. Easy to forget how devastating it was. Adrian saved a lot of people by bringing her down. I've got the footage all queued up to play. Starting it now. Additional comments to follow. The slow whir of the DVD player shifts to a high-pitched whine. A distorted, wavering image blooms into being on the screen. timestamp in the upper right-hand corner of the screen marks the date, July 6th, 2012. Whoa, cool. It's difficult to make out what you're seeing at first. The scene is dark and smoky, and the telltale flashes of emergency vehicle lights flicker on the peripheral of the screen. The camera pushes in, and you can make out two figures standing in a ruined landscape. All at once, the sound cuts in. Again, for those of you just joining us, we are coming to you live from Stolberg. A few hours ago, the Dragonfall launched an unprovoked attack on the sleepy Harz mountain town, and you can see the results behind me. Fire, ashes, and blood. We are joined tonight by a survivor of this latest and most horrifying attack. The reporter turns to face a pale man standing behind him. Sir, I understand that you've been through a terrible ordeal. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us tonight. Survivor. The camera switches focus to a middle-aged man with a haunted look in his eyes. He stammers out a reply. Yes, of course. If you could, sir, could you please tell the people at home about your experience of the attack? It was horrible, just pure chaos. So many people are dead. People I knew, roasted alive or trampled to death trying to escape. My own house was burned to the ground during the attack. My family, we have nothing now. You all made it through the attack, though. Your wife? Your kids? Yeah, we all made it. Thank God. We rolled out the attack in a small shelter. Me, my wife, and our two daughters. The shelter had protected us, but the heat was just unbearable. We couldn't have stayed in there much longer than we did. How long were you holed up in there? 3, maybe 4 hours? I don't know. We just stayed inside until the heat died down and the screaming stopped. And what happened after that? When it was over, you know, when the air cooled down, the reporter nods and the man continues. We stepped outside. There was nothing left, just smoldering wreckage and this dense cloud of black, oily smoke, and the stench in the air. That smell. It smelled like roasting meat. There's a long pause from the tortured look on his face. You can tell that the man is struggling to decide whether to continue speaking. Eventually, he does. My girls, they found what was left of their nanny outside. Her body, what was left of it, was slumped against the shelter door. I kept telling myself that I couldn't hear her pounding to get in, but that isn't true. I could. I just couldn't bring myself to open that door. I couldn't risk my family like that. Not for her, not for anyone. I can understand that. Thank you, sir, for taking the time to speak with us. Yeah. You heard it here, an absolute chilling account of tonight's attack. Again, the town of Stolberg has been reduced to ash, under the victim of the Fire Wing. Stay with us for more up-to-the-minute reporting on Fierschwing's reign of terror. Grimwinter's face reappears on the screen. Okay, it's time for a new approach. Adrian's a complete dead end. That much is pretty clear by now. So I'm going to do some digging on Fierschwing instead. Let's see where this goes. The screen abruptly goes black, the video cuts off. A few moments later, you find yourself returned to the menu screen. Let's play track 4. The DVD player ramps up to speed, filling the air with a shrill, whining sound. Grimwinter's image appears on the screen. Timestamp is October 31st, 2054. Well, that was a bust. Little progress on Fierschwing either. He shakes his head. I don't know, it's weird. The information is out there, it's just wrong somehow. It's too well laid out, too simple. Real life is messy, and this feels just a little too neat. That's not the only thing that's nagging at me. I'm getting that tingly feeling all up and down the back of my neck again. It feels like I'm being tracked. I'm no Matrix hotshot like Clockwork or Schaefer, but I'm good enough to know when someone's on my scent. Gotta install some new security measures. Can't be too careful. Apparently he wasn't careful enough to defend against that huge attack. So we're on the main menu again. Let's go to track 5. The display goes blank for a moment, then the face of Greenwinters winks onto the screen. He is seated at a computer. Off to his left, an enormous monitor fills the screen. His voice carries an edge of panic. The timestamp on the video reads November 9th, 2054. I'm getting too close to something. Wow, he looks horrible. I'm getting too close to something. There's a trail of bodies, and there have been disappearances. Gearbox, Martian, Peregrine, they've all disappeared within the past few years. Gearbox just went AWOL yesterday, and they were all making the same sorts of inquiries about the Fire Wing that I've been. There are ghost stories spreading around the Decker community, stories about Deckers disappearing and then showing up again later, but wrong somehow. Scary stuff, and I'm starting to think that it's true. Blitz leads in to whisper to you. I know stories that he's talking about, Chief. Never really put much stock in them. Not until now. Could these rumors be related to what's happening here? Am I being paranoid? He pauses for a moment, as if seriously considering the question. Then he shakes his head and slams his fist on the table. No, I don't think so. Something big is happening here, and I'm right in the middle of it. Igor cuts in. That's a bit of a leap. One other thing. Tolstoy told me a story about a kill team that might be related to all this. Apparently a decker named Heliobor posted a theory about Fearschwing to the Shadowland BBS about 5 years ago. About an hour later, a mil-spec team showed up in Meat Space and cooked her entire apartment, with her in it. If what Tolstoy told me is true, Heliobor live posted the event. She described her killer, this great big orc with skin grafts. Oh, I should have killed him when I had the chance. Then the whole thread disappeared, gone without a trace. Leap? Igor, love? Sounds like he's on the right track to me. Igor holds her silence, but concedes the point with a small nod. On the screen, Winters pauses. He looks like he's working up to something. Finally, he speaks. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. This has got to be Fearschwing. All of it. Adrian was right about her. She's still alive and she's out of the socks. She's covering her tracks, working the shadows, preparing to rise again, and that means that I have to find you, Adrian, for everyone's sake. Thankfully, I've got a lead. For the first time in 2 decades, I've got a solid lead. I've backtraced all the Matrix notes that Heliobor was looking into before she got cooked. Whoever's been purging the Matrix didn't think about that, and I found that she turned up. Winter stabs a few keys on his keyboard, and an image expands to fill the screen on his monitor. A satellite photo of a rural landscape annotated with GPS data. I'm guessing with a mansion on it. A set of map coordinates. So now I've got a target, a place to start digging. The Harfeld Manor, conveniently located on an isolated stretch of countryside, miles away from prying eyes. Matrix records indicate that some sort of data vault exists beneath the estate, so that's what I need to get into. Sad. He didn't know. He really didn't know what was really happening. He didn't know that we were walking into a trap. And Monica probably knew all of this. That's why she said Fearschwing when she was dying. She knew that we weren't going in to do something for the Flux State. We were doing it to save the world, basically. And this is where we came in. As if on cue, a familiar image winks onto the monitor to Winter's left. Monica. I think I'm going to tap Schaefer for this job. She's got the skills to bypass whatever security they're running out there, and she's gullible enough to take the job on in the first place. He did lie to her. Gosh darn it. I'll feed her some line about Flux State security, and she'll eat it up with a spoon. What a douchebag! I wonder. Amsel's voice is shocked with rage. I warned her. On the display, Winter's mouth parts into a broad grin. Time to put plans into motion. By this time tomorrow night, I should have the information that I need. And on the off chance that Schaefer gets taken out, well, that'll tell me something too. Can't make an omelet and all that. Till then. Oh, I wish I had gotten to kill him. Play track 6. When you play the 6th track, a small video window appears. You recognize the scene in the window. You are looking at the tattered drapes and nicotine-stained wallpaper of Winter's hotel room at the Das Kesselhaus. November 10th, 2054. There's a blur of motion and the haggard form of Green Winters lumbers into the frame. Suspicions confirmed. Schaefer dead. Winters reaches a shaking hand off camera. A moment later, it returns clutching a cheap plastic drinking glass. He gulps something down, wipes his mouth with the back of his hand, and takes a deep breath. Okay. Back up, slow down, start from the beginning. Winters closes his eyes and makes a visible effort to calm himself. When he speaks again, his voice is steady. Got the call from my contact in the Kreese Bazaar. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. Schaefer killed on the estate run. Matrix security at the estate cooked her brain. Considering Schaefer's skill and experience on the site, on-site ice must have been extreme, even by Berlin standards. Security of that kind costs money. Real money. Given the evidence uncovered so far, corporate involvement unlikely. The connection to Firewing is too strong. So let's come right on and say it. The dragon is what we're dealing with here, and the smart money says that she's coming for me next. Well, I won't go down without a fight. I've still got my contacts, still got my connections, and the Flux State can be a heck of a weapon for the man who knows how to manipulate it. Winters takes another long pull from his glass, grimaces, and swallows. Time for me to make my play. Ghost stories or no, missing deckers or no, I've got to jack into the Matrix and start pulling strings. The countermeasures that I installed earlier should be more than enough to keep me safe for the 20 minutes I'll be in there. Unless a dragon comes after you, assuming that they can jack into the Matrix. Yeah, that's not enough to protect you, buddy. Winters drains the rest of the glass, then tosses it back over his shoulder. A moment later, you hear the dull, clattering sound of hard plastic on linoleum. Schaefer's death was tragic. She was a staunch supporter of the F-State. But still, all things considered... Winters fishes for something off screen. A moment later, his hand reappears, clutching a data jack cable. Better her than me. He plugs the cable into his head, and the screen cuts to static. What a big ol' D-bag! Eject the DVD. As your finger nears the eject button, a black screen cuts over the static. A moment later, Green Winter's haggard face appears. Ooh. If you're watching this, I guess they caught up to me. They will be after you too now. Bliss whispers into your ear again, more harshly this time. What the heck is this? Why didn't you warn me about this before I came here? Whisper back. We didn't know exactly. Not exactly? I didn't come here to get hunted by a dragon. I'm not even a part of this. You are now, whether you like it or not. So quiet down and stop bothering him. Whoever you are, whatever you think you're after, you need to find Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Not because he's my brother, because if Fjordschwing is rising again, he's the only one who can stop her. You've seen what happens to people who get too close to this. I'm dead, and dozens of others have died. You'll be next, unless you can find Adrian. The screen cuts back to static. The message is over. The DVD tray slides out of the reader. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here because we are already way over time. But, you know, we had to finish that little scene. I didn't think it was going to go on for that long. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll go ahead and spread out our karma points next time before we talk to the rest of the group again. I hope you're enjoying this. I think things are getting a little bit more intense. Looks like we're going to be hunting a dragon. That's super exciting. Dragons in Shadowrun are kind of a big deal. They're the upper echelon of society, if they're even known as a dragon. And that's super awesome because everything's better with dragons. Dragons, jetpacks, and grappling hooks. If you have one of those things, your stuff is better. And all three of them, it's just amazing. Sadly, there's no jetpacks or grappling hooks, at least not yet. But thank you guys so much for joining me. You guys are all fantastic. Please, if you like the video, subscribe below and leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the storyline so far, how it's starting to ramp up. And yeah, you guys are fantastic. We'll see you all soon.